asked my dad when he'd teach me to drive, but he said, "Driving is a man's job. Your job is in the kitchen," he added. But it wasn't fair. Every Saturday, he'd take my brothers out to the garage to work on cars while I was told to help mom inside. They'd come back covered in grease, laughing about carburetors and talking about RPMs. When I asked to join, Dad would pat my head. "This is boy stuff, sweetheart. You'll have a husband to handle this." I tried to tell him it was unfair and beg him constantly to teach me, but he refused. Women get too emotional behind the wheel. Trust me, it's safer this way. My best friend Gloria couldn't stand the way I was treated. My Aunt Jenna literally owns a mechanic shop downtown, and she agrees. Your papa's a little loco, but if you really want to learn, hey, she's down to teach you herself. I hugged Gloria. "Oh my God, you're the best." We went to her store, and I was instantly blown away by her aunt. Jenna was everything my dad thought women couldn't be. Grease under her nails, but still rocking the makeup and beautiful curly hair. "Your father thinks women are helpless? I'll teach you everything. More than he knows." She smiled with a wink. And so every Saturday, while my parents thought I was at dance class, Jenna taught me in the lot behind her shop. Not just driving, but everything. How to diagnose engine problems by sound, how to change oil, rotate tires, check brake fluid, emergency maneuvers. "Your brothers might know how to drive," she'd say, "but can they tell you why an engine's misfiring just by listening?" After a few months, I managed to finally snag my very own driver's license, something I didn't really expect my dad to find out so soon. It all went down in the middle of the highway on the way to my brother's graduation ceremony. Some hotshot in a red sports car cut off an 18-wheeler without using a turn signal. The truck driver slammed his brakes, jackknifed hard. The trailer clipped the minivan next to us straight into the barrier, then sideswiped us into a spin. My brothers and mom screamed in a panic. We stopped sideways across 2 lanes, cars flying past going 70, just inches from our bumper. Dad sat there frozen, hands shaking, his mind completely shutting down. I unbuckled and shot forward from the back seat. "Move!" I yelled. He pulled his seat back and jumped into the back row. I got into the driver's seat and restarted the stalled engine, carefully driving us to the shoulder just as another wave of traffic came around the curve. My family hopped out of the car, crying and throwing up on the curb. The truck driver got out to check on us while calling 911. "Help, please!" the woman driving the minivan screamed. We all rushed over to her, grabbing the 2 kids in the back first. But when the truck driver tried to reach for the mom, he couldn't get the door to move. She was trapped. The van crushed against the barrier on the only side we could reach her. While we sat there thinking about how to get her out, I smelled it. That sweet, haunting smell Jenna taught me. Brake fluid mixing with oil on hot metal. Highly explosive. "Step back!" I yelled to everyone. Dad started to say we should wait for the professionals, but we didn't have time. I grabbed the truck's tire iron, disconnected the lower hinge first. I called out to the truck driver to support the door while I popped the upper pins. My brothers just stood there frozen like, "Dad, get the jack from our trunk, now!" I kicked it in position, exactly where Jenna taught me. Under the dashboard's frame, the strongest point, and cranked it just enough to free the woman's shattered legs without shifting the weight of the vehicle. "Help me!" I said through gritted teeth. Dad grabbed the woman's arms and dragged her out while we ran back, just seconds before the car burst into flames. At the hospital, the doctor pulled our whole family into the waiting room. "The woman from the minivan is stable. She wanted me to thank your daughter personally." He looked at me, then at Dad. "The officer said she executed a perfect emergency extraction. Professional level work. Where'd you train her?" Dad opened his mouth, but nothing came out. "My friend's aunt's mechanic shop," I said quietly. "Every Saturday when you guys thought I was at dance class, I was actually there." The officer who'd been taking statements walked over. The fire investigator confirmed that vehicle would have been fully engulfed within a minute of when you pulled them out. He started shaking his head. "We've seen a lot of good Samaritans make things worse, but I'm glad there are some people out there like your daughter." When the officer left, the room fell silent. "I didn't know you could drive," Dad said softly. "I'm sorry for lying," I said, heartbroken. Then, as sudden as lightning, my dad hugged me, tears welling in his eyes. "No, I'm the one who should be sorry. You've saved lives. That was something no man today was able to do." He pulled away and wiped his tears. "From now on, no more hiding. Do as you'd like."